sound of nature is just great, isn't it? Hi, welcome back. This is the second session of the Perfect Perks webinar. First, I want to acknowledge you for being here, for taking the time and really commit that you will make a difference to yourself in whatever area is important to you. We will go right on working on the breakdowns that you have and create powerful ways towards our freedom and the fulfillment of our goals. The first step, like I said, is declaring your breakdown. We're gonna first take a look at being present. What means being present is take a few minutes from your busy life. Just give up your phone for a few minutes. Find a peaceful location. Find a place where you could sit down and enjoy nature for a few minutes. Leave your cell phone behind, leave your internet behind. Just for a few minutes, you can always go right back to it if it's important. I really want you to acknowledge a few things around you for a start, just to fulfill the part of being present. One of them is acknowledge the air you're breathing. Acknowledge how there's always enough for all of us. It's always around us. And most of the times we take it for granted. Acknowledge that there's no scarcity around it. There's so much air. Acknowledge nature around you. Acknowledge the song of the birds. Acknowledge the sun, the warmth. Acknowledge the river, the trees, the grass, the leaves. Go for a few minutes and be aware of your own body. Acknowledge your hands, your legs, your neck, your head, your back. Take a few quick seconds and acknowledge the beats of your heart. Notice that it's always there for you, unconditionally. That's something to be grateful for, isn't it? They say that a body with no rest is always an indication of a mind with no peace. So take a few quick moments and acknowledge your thoughts. Acknowledge what goes through your mind right now. Just let the thoughts be. Don't make him wrong. Don't try to stop him. Don't try to control him. Don't try to direct him. Just let him be. Let yourself just be. Let yourself go deep in the surroundings around you while you find your peace. Be present. Be present to the sky. Be present to the sound of the birds. Be present to the sound of your own breathing. Now let's take a look at some of the thoughts that are coming in your mind over and over. Some thoughts are really like loving customers of our mind. They're always there and they always bug us about things, right? So let's take a look at a few of those things, and those are the best indicators of a breakdown being present. What is that that's troubling you? What is that comes to you over and over? What is something that always comes back to you? What is something that if you would have that thing disappear from your life, you will find your rest and your peace? To give you a best example for myself, because I'm going to be working along with you on this one, what I chose for myself is contribution. And for me it's a breakdown right now. And that's the next thing we're gonna look at, is looking at what is the triggers that break down? What are the facts? What happened? Well, every time I have a friend that comes to me and it tells me about the trouble they're in, the suffering they have, the pain they go through, I'm in a breakdown of not contributing enough to the world with everything I know and everything I can do. So that is my breakdown. Take a look at yourself and see what is the event, what is the communication that was said or not said, what is the circumstance that out there in your life had to be there for you to be triggered and go into breakdown. What is the thought that went through your mind and started the breakdown? Just take a look at those things and notice how specific things around us, an image, a memory, a sound, a voice, a fact, someone telling us something, sometimes someone acknowledging us, sometimes someone not even looking at us may trigger that breakdown. So I'm pretty sure you probably can find a few. And if you do, just take notes of those. Just put them on a piece of paper and write them down just like I did. And notice how there's always something that triggers us being aware of that breakdown. The next step is to acknowledge how your body feels about your breakdown. What body sensations you have every time you're in this breakdown. How does your posture change? How does your physiology shift? How is your breath every time you're in that specific breakdown? For example, for me, when I think about the lack of contribution, me not being able to contribute enough to people, my breath goes shallow, I get sick to my stomach, and I get tense around my back, around my neck, and my head. And then I realize that breakdowns really do have a tremendous power over who we are, outside of your mind, outside of our mind. The breakdowns will control pretty much everything about who we are from the minute when they start. Will control our physiology, our location in space, will control the way you breathe, and sometimes you even feel like there's not enough air around you to breathe, even though we all know there's enough for everybody, isn't it? So notice how breakdowns can generate specific body sensations for you. And like I said, I'm sure you probably found a few breakdowns by now, but for a start, let's commit to one that is of major importance to you. Take a look at that one, that specific one that will make a huge difference for you if it would be completed, if it will end today. Which one would it be? And my advice is to really connect with that one breakdown and go with it throughout the method, through all the 10 steps. And of course, after this, you can always restart the method and go for more and more and more breakdowns. But for now, just commit to that specific breakdown that you're so interested in making it disappear. The next thing we're looking at is your feelings and your emotions. Considering that breakdown is present for you right now, whatever that is, for me is the sense of contribution, just take a look at your emotions. What do you feel? Every time I'm thinking about contribution, I'm in a place where I'm not enough. I'm not worth my presence here. I'm not existing at my full capacity. I feel like I'm about to cry. I feel like I could do so much more for people. I could do so much more for my friends, and God knows how many other people are out there that might need support and contribution going through whatever events they've been going through. Now take a look at your own symptoms and see what is that one thing, that one emotion that's always present with that breakdown that you have. Is it feeling lonely? Is it feeling worthless? Is it feeling unhappy, maybe sad, maybe angry, maybe nervous, maybe anxious? Just take notes of that and put it on paper. And again, notice how the breakdowns that you have will define the quality of your life. Once it's there, your emotions will shift, your feelings will shift, your body posture will shift, your breathing. Even new pains will appear throughout your body, and other ones maybe disappear. But take a look how the quality of your everyday life changes around that breakdown in ways that are so specific for it and to it. Take a few minutes now and get clear on the breakdown that you want to work on. If there's anything you want to change to the piece of paper that you wrote it onto, just take your time. Just be clear to find your peace while you're looking at it. And don't get attached to any of the thoughts. Just notice them. Just be with them. Just let him go, let him come, and notice the place where you're at. So let's go through the few things that we learned today in this first step of the method. The first one is really get your peace, be present. Find yourself a spot in nature. Find yourself a place where you could feel relaxed and peaceful, and let your body go to rest. Find your peace. Second step of part one is to notice your breakdown and write it down. And like I said, you probably have more. Just pick the one that you're committed to. The third thing we're looking at is, what are the facts? What happened? What triggers your breakdown? What makes you go into that state? And what is your experience as far as body sensations and as feeling as emotions? And notice how altogether they are symptoms of that breakdown. When you go in that specific breakdown, everything changes about who you are. And if your physiology changes and your emotion changes, then your opportunities change because you take different actions. That's it for today. Thank you so much for being with this first step of the webinar, and I'll see you in the next episode, in the next section, session 3. Discover your commitment. Enjoy a beautiful day. Stay out in the sun and in nature. Have a great, beautiful experience. Bye-bye.